What's going on, everybody? Trevor Wilson here. Welcome back to the Bourbon Ranch. Today, we are back in the Booze News studio because we have some more news from Buffalo Trace. Go figure. But today, we have an announcement of a very rare bottle of whiskey that they are releasing. Go figure again. Eagle Rare, 25 years old. So, huge shout out, Donnie the Lennox Cat sent me over some links yesterday of this bottle, and we're gonna dive into a couple articles. It is all over the place. Every media outlet is talking about this as if everyone knows what this is. So let's go on over to one of the articles. There's thousands of them, all kind of regurgitating the same stuff. Buffalo Trace announces extremely limited $10,000 Eagle Rare 25. That's right, 10,000 MSRP dollar bottle of bourbon. Let's collect ourselves a little bit. They have announced the launch of Eagle Rare 25, the oldest release from Eagle Rare to date. And we'll get to it in a little bit, talking a little bit more about all of their other releases. Beautiful bottle. Let's just get that. Come on. That is America in a bottle. But 10,000? 10,000? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So let's get into this a little bit. The 25-year-old whiskey is the first release from Buffalo Trace's Experimental Warehouse P, one of two experimental warehouses that began operating in December 2022 with the goal of extending both the aging and maturation process typical of bourbon and American whiskeys. Caveat to all of this is 25. So this thing, I don't know, they began operating what? I mean, this stuff's been in a barrel for 25 years. So did they pull it out of a warehouse and go put it in Warehouse P? Is that what they're talking about? That's when that started operating. But this for sure didn't come to fruition in less than a year. This stuff has been thought of for 25 years. Someone thought of this 25 years ago and was like, that's gonna be something special. Or at least they thought maybe there was a potential for it. I doubt they just were like, oh, hey, we forgot this Eagle Rare was been sitting here for 25 years. Let's throw it in Warehouse P. But I think what that's getting at too is they're going to be doing more of this stuff as time goes on. I think probably new barrels have been filled, gone into Warehouse P for 30 years from now. Who knows what it's going to be. But they do have an experimental warehouse full of crazy crap like this, supposedly. The distillery has experimented with whiskey production through numerous methods over the years, testing variables like barrel char levels, temperature, light, airflow, and barrel placement, which impact aging and maturation of whiskey. Eagle Rare 25 is the newest result of these experiments. So, this right here there's an interview with Harlan Wheatley, the master distiller of Buffalo Trace. He says Eagle Rare 25 defies the conventional limits of typical aging bourbon. He explains that when crafting whiskey in Kentucky, more liquid is lost due to evaporation and extraction of flavors from the barrels used, which can lead to more intense and over-oaked whiskey that can taste astringent or dry. If any of you have tried some ultra-aged bourbons, okay? We're talking 18, 15, it can start getting wonky. You start getting up to 18, it's gone. It's wood. It is literal licking wood. And there have been other, I will just call it ultra age. We're talking 20 plus years. There's been 25-year-old bourbons that have come out and they're just not it. They're so woody. It's not good. So we just gonna have to trust him that this one is amazing. The unique set of aging conditions in Warehouse P has allowed us to create a 25-year-old bourbon that smooths out the extractions and highlights the desirable flavors found and ultra-aged American whiskey products. I'm still kind of confused by all this because that just said began operating in 2022. So have they just started calling it the experimental warehouse, but it's always been there? You know what I'm saying? This is 25 years old. So where was it 20 years ago? What warehouse was it in then? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I don't know the journey this thing has taken. But here you go. Here's all the bottles. Nice lineup of the Eagle Rares. The regular Eagle Rare 10-year. They brought the 10-year age statement back to the front of the bottle recently. You got the Eagle Rare 17, which is part of the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. And then you have, or had, I don't think they actively release this stuff. I don't know. It's not like I can afford one anyway, but one of the most ridiculously named bottles, the Double Eagle Very Rare, which was 20, comes with a freaking awesome eagle cork. I'll give it that. And then now the Eagle Rare 25, which it honestly is awesome. That looks so cool. The feathers wrapped around it, just so cool. We closely monitored Eagle Rare 25 throughout the aging process and discovered that the impact over time due to controlled extended aging was optimally mature whiskey. By that, I mean whiskey that is unique, smooth, and complex with deep, mature flavors around every corner. We are quite proud of this bourbon. Thanks for telling us how good it is. We'll never taste it. It is housed in a hand-blown crystal decanter that's hand-hammered with a pair of sterling silver wings, which are meant to symbolize the whiskey's silver anniversary. The decanter is packaged in a custom display box, adorned with another pair of wings framing the precious bottle. The boxes are freaking cool, too. I'll give it that. Beginning November 2023, approximately 200 bottles of Eagle Rare 25 will be available at retailers. Are you sure about that? They will be behind the shelf for like $30,000. Bars and restaurants globally at a suggested retail price of $10,000. Absolutely insane. And at a bar and restaurant, I'm telling you, the amount of money that it will be for a pour of that will be astronomically high. It'll be crazy. But then again, it's kind of one of those things you're paying for the experience of saying, I drank one of 200 bottles of this stuff, and, you know, I don't know. If that's worth it to you, then by all means, have at it. But, I don't know. Let's go over to the Buffalo Trace website. They got some more stuff. Let me move my face. Eagle Rare 25 is an ultra-aged bourbon that exemplifies the distillery's relentless commitment to innovation in honoring the tradition of it, but embracing change. Which is crazy. It's 25 years is just, it's honestly crazy. It really makes me wonder how good it tastes. You know, they talk about, well, we figured it out. We figured out the ways of doing it. But, yeah, I don't know. Did you really? There are some exceptional, and I only say that not from experience, but from what I've heard. There are certain bourbons out there, Michter's 25, stuff like that I hear are phenomenal. The only one that I've tried that even came in the realm of this was Rhetoric 25. Rhetoric had a line of ultra-aged bourbons, like from 20 years to 25 years, just back to back to back. Freaking wood. Just so freaking not even worth a dang, and I couldn't imagine spending like a lot of money on that, let alone if that came out in today's market. I'm like, oh, it's $10,000. Big oof. Big oof. Here we go. Tasting notes. That's what I was looking for. The tasting note. What did they say this tasting note? Boasts notes of intense cherry, oak, dark chocolate, and an icing drizzle beginning on the nose. The palate is a balance of vanilla, dark fruit, butterscotch, followed by an extremely long finish with lingering notes of rickhouse floor, baking spice, and black pepper. I can all but imagine It's as if you spilled all of that stuff on the rickhouse floor and then you took one big old lick on that sucker. It's gotta be. I don't know. I don't know. 25 years is a long time, and there's a lot that can go wrong in that time. And it's like, how do you get it there without being over the top? But whatever. This isn't something that we will. Most of us, 99% of us will not be getting the luxury of this. And owning a bottle for sure. Trying it, you're still gonna have to shell out a heck of a lot of money to try a pour of this if you come across a bar that will sell it. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see what people say. We're gonna have to see what the rich folks say, and we're gonna have to see what you crazy people who are gonna spend $500+ on an ounce of this or something, you know, or more. I don't even know. It's gonna be crazy. But there's only 200 bottles of this. We can't be mad though. We can't be like, oh, of course, Buffalo Trace is releasing a 25-year-old Eagle Rare for $10,000 bottle. Yeah, this was something that has been planned for 25 years, and it just so happens to be coming out now after they're already releasing all these other crazy, ridiculous priced stuff, the $1,000 Prohibition collection. Then this is coming on the heels of that, and then there's no telling what's coming out of this warehouse P. There's no telling what we're gonna see in years to come. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below what you think about this Eagle Rare 25. What do you think about the $10,000 price tag, and how much do you think this will be selling for on secondary? Because I bet you 20, 30,000, there's 200 bottles, and I bet you there's 200 people who are more than willing to spend $10,000, and I'm sure of that 200, there are plenty who don't mind making a buck off of some other rich guy. All right, till next time, guys, I'm Trev Wilson. This is Booze News. I will see you in the next video.